Hi, this is Linda from homeschooling6.com, and today I wanted to share with you something I'm really excited about that Sarah and I have been working on, I think, for the last 4 months or so. It's a teen guys journal geared towards high school students. Girls can use it as well. And I don't have the cover, but it covers talents, interests, history, science, language arts, English, art and drawing, film study, nature study, math, finances, and economics. And right here is where they will write and illustrate what they're interested in, topics they want to learn about. And here, note to self, I learn best when create an environment that sets you free to relax and enjoy your studies. I thought that was a neat page. And this journal, it's about 12 pages per day. But if your child, if that's too much, they can always do 6 pages a day and make one day last 2 days. So that's perfectly fine. And here's where they'll draw or illustrate or write the titles of the 9 books that they're interested in. And I wanted to share some of the books that my kids are using. These are some of the books that they would write the titles in here. And this one's a fun one. I know it's for younger kids, but I think books with illustrations and such is great for anybody, any age. So that's what this page is for, to write all those interesting books, things that they're interested in. And here is where they would write their English, science, history, or math, finance, and economic books here. So these are required. The Start Your Day, they could write a verse or quote. And I always think it's important for my kids to think of others. And so I like that it has pray for, and they could write a little prayer list. This could be a Bible page if you like. They could write a verse here that once they are done reading the Bible, a verse that they really liked and maybe spoke to them. And I love this coloring page. It's just really neat. Reading time, write a summary, and then they can illustrate. So this, with my boys, they would be using one of the 9 books that they picked. They were instructed on the Start Your Day page to choose any 4 books. So they would choose any 4 books here to read throughout the day. And because this is, these are fun books. Oh, excuse me, so I could turn it off. Sorry about that. Because they're fun books, they don't have to be read during school hours per se. These can be read at bedtime. They could go outside or take these when you're driving in the car if they don't get car sick, or take them on the go. So these are their fun topic books. And so I'm going to have my child choose one of them to write a summary about it and illustrate here. Drawing time, add something to the illustration. When my kids were doing like the observation pages in some of the other journals or the coloring pages, they always added things to it. So I thought that would be fun to continue. So they would add, I don't know, trees or little people. It was fun to see what they did. So that's just a really fun page. What did you learn about in science today? So they can use a textbook, library books. We are moving, so I don't have a lot of our fun science books, but one of my high schoolers is using Summer by the Sea. So this is really neat. They could read the story and then write about what they learned. Another day, right here it says research project. They could do the research project, but write it here. So they could do what they're supposed to do in their book here, or you could use library books. So that's what's great about this. If your kids use textbooks, they can use textbooks. If they use books from the library, living books, and so forth, they can use that as well. What did you learn about in history today? And this is really neat. They could illustrate or write a timeline. So I thought that was neat. They can make like a little timeline of what they read that day. So again, you can use library books and, textbooks. And again, most of my books are packed because we were moving, so I just kind of had to grab what we have left. Actually, my daughter is using this one, and I have a son using this one, and The Mystery of History is being used right now, as well as lots of library books. But again, we don't have a lot of those out right now. And math, finance, and economics. If they're using an online math, like I have some kids using CTC math, they could use this to do the math problems. Economics and finance, they can read and jot down notes here. If your kiddos are using those kind of things. And if they could even use their finance book for this one. So if they're reading this, they can also use it for this page as well. Copywork. I love my boys to continue Copywork. And I like that this is included every day. But again, if it's 12 pages is too much, one day they could do the Copywork, and another day they could do the spelling page. What did you learn about in English today? My kids are doing Latin right now, so they would write what they are doing. Latin has some grammar in there, so let's see. So this is what one of my sons in their Latin lesson learned, and he wrote it down on the journal page. And they can also use books like this. This is a silly book. It's probably meant for younger kids, but that's fine. And there are a lot of fun ways to learn grammar where they have books that tell stories and such, so you could use those as well. There's The Life of Fred. One of my sons is using that one. So he would just read the lesson from that and then write down and maybe illustrate. He could copy some of the stuff in the book here. A nature study. Go outside and draw what you see and write about it. So I thought, we have let's say the tree. We have a really nice tree outside that was been hit by lightning, and there's a family of squirrels that live there. So they can, draw the tree or part of it and then write about it. Whatever. We live in in a neighborhood, so if they want to draw Grandpa's house, he lives behind there, he could draw that and write about it. Or, there's bugs, animals, and so forth. Film study. I have my kids, you could watch YouTubes or movies. My kids have these DVDs they can watch. We have all kinds of, we have one on bread making, which would be probably more Annette. She's more into that kind of stuff. But woodworking and so forth, you could use here. And then they would write a review about it, draw a few scenes, and get to rate it. And this is a really fun spelling page. It says, choose a letter, find 25 words that begin or end with that letter. And then they would choose 5 nouns, compound words, adjectives, verbs, and proper nouns. And then they could even write a silly story or do one of those things where they're trying to use as many of their spelling words in one sentence, things like that. And then they can make a comic and illustrate it if they like. So that's really fun. And if 25 is too many words, they could do 3 words in each one. So, make this work for your child. And here are some of the illustrations that you'll find in this journal. Here's a fun drawing time they can add to that. And I like these pages that Sarah put in there. I think she probably drew those. There's tanks and boats and people in this one. And again, my printer is not showing this right. It wouldn't have those lines right there. It'd be much better when you get the journal. And just a quick look at, this is some pages that my son did. I had a few of my kids do some of these pages. Right here he was doing something from his mental math book. There was an assignment there. And there's some samples. Well, I hope you enjoy taking a peek inside. Thank you for watching and have a great day.